Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel, and today we are checking out Blade Runner 2049 and I could not be more excited to be watching a movie. I absolutely loved Blade Runner when I reacted to it on the channel about a month ago, and I am so excited to be getting into the sequel because I've heard a lot of people say this is one of the best sequels ever made, and it's directed by Denis Villeneuve. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that name, it's a French name. He's also Canadian, which I'm pretty sure, which is pretty awesome. The director of Dune, Arrival, love those movies so much, and I love Denis Villeneuve as a director, and I'm so excited to see what he does with the Blade Runner IP. Now, as you may be aware if you watched my Blade Runner reaction, I have seen this movie before, albeit when it came out in 2017, so I don't remember anything besides there's a giant pink woman in this movie at some point. I don't know why, I don't know who, but there's a giant pink woman in this movie, and I don't remember this, but I know Harrison Ford is in this movie just because I've seen images and stills from this movie as I'm on a lot of like film, TikTok and film Instagram and stuff like that, so it's hard not to see some of the most beautiful shots I've ever seen in my life that are from this movie. Also reacting with me today is my puppy Huxley. She's right here fast asleep on the bed, and she is so excited to be watching Blade Runner 2049 with us as well. And if you'd like to check out more of my reactions, you can head over to my Patreon of uncut and early access reactions to my movies and TV shows that come out up to 3 weeks early, as well as exclusive Patreon merch, live streams, movie polls, movie reactions, and so much more. Thank you so much if you check it out, and let's get back to the video. Okay, kind of weird to say, but 2049 isn't that far away, so let's dive into what Denis Villeneuve's idea of 2049 is going to be like. Anyways, I hope you enjoy my reaction to the sequel to Blade Runner 2049. The score is already reverberating in my ears. I'm so excited. Interesting, so Tyrell Corp is bankrupt now. Funny that this movie came out in like 2017, which is very close to the mid 2020s, and after the first Blade Runner is supposed to be set, pretty sure. Oh, the sound is so cool. I'm so sad I'm not watching this in a cinema. What the heck is that milk water? Wow, what a shot. Hello, anybody home? Someone definitely is home. I wonder if that smells good. I wonder if that's good grub. Oh, it's Dave Bautista. I forgot he was in this movie. Hello there.
I was careful not to drag in any dirt.
That's nice of you. Maggots.
The protein farm. Well,
they kind of are maggots, aren't they?
Grow that just for me. Garlic.
Oh, it's a commodity. It must be.
I prefer to keep an empty stomach until the hard part of the day is done.
So this guy must be a replicant then, Dave Bautista.
I would much prefer that to the alternative.
Oh my days.
I'm sorry it had to be me.
Good as any.
This must be a test then. One of those eye tests? He's got a knife. Oh my god. I love how strong he feels. Okay, Gosling. Watch out. One more for good measure. Oh my god, you're gonna die, dude.
I don't retire my own kind because we don't run.
Oh my days.
Only older models do.
New models.
So he's a replicant too.
Because you've never seen a miracle.
That's a satisfying gun sound. Might as well have some of the soup now. Don't let it go to waste. A little flower. Is there someone buried there, you think? Or he doesn't see flowers that often because nature doesn't really grow in this world anymore.
What is that?
It's a box. love the fog over everything. I also love these slow shots of the city with the score just droning. It's so reminiscent of the original movie.
Interlinked within one stem.
Fuck off, skin job.
Wow, are you serious?
Interlinked.
Do you long for having your heart interlinked? Interlinked.
Interlinked. Interlinked.
Do you feel that there's a part of you that's missing? Interlinked.
This is an interesting test.
Constant K. You can pick up your bonus.
Oh, good for you.
Sony Bichacho.
There's a Sony ad in a Sony movie. That's hilarious. Tough neighborhood. Does he have a wife or something? Or is this an AI? The quickest shower in the world.
A bit more practice.
Don't fuss.
Where is this woman?
In 66 on Reprise Records. It was #1 on the chart.
Yeah, this woman must be an AI. He just drank her drink, unless he's rude.
I told you not to fuss.
And yet,
It's Anna Darvis!
voila. Buena fe-
And she is an AI. It's a cool effect that they have with her. Like the very vaguely transparent feel of her character.
Okay.
What is that? Like a new controller? Oh, whoa! Oh, whoa, this is so cool.
Where do you want to go first?
So it basically untethers her, this emanator. Must be kind of a lonely life though if, you know, your companions and your friends are just artificial intelligence at times. You know, these holograms, not real people. But then that raises the question, are they real if they're intelligent, you know what I mean? Oh wow, it's sticking. This movie already has some of the best visual effects shots I've ever seen. And again, the effect on her is so cool. Oh, she's lagging, no internet connection. That's actually pretty hilarious. What's in the box? What's in the box? Anyone seen 7? Definitely looks like human bones in the box. Could be replicant bones though.
The soil samples indicate that she's been buried for 30 years.
She.
It's a narrow birth canal. Baby must have got stuck.
She was pregnant.
Wife, maybe, of Dave Bautista.
Fine point, like a scalpel. That looks like an emergency C-section.
Interesting.
He was a combat medic.
So
Maybe
he
he tried
helped.
to save her and he just couldn't.
Yeah, he definitely did.
So where's the kid? You scanned the whole field.
Good question, actually. Where is the kid? Oh, there's a number. Can replicants give birth? Are they becoming just regular humans?
Pregnant.
A preglicant. Oh, leave now. Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone.
Erase everything.
Even the child.
All trace.
Not the child, too.
I've never retired something that was born before.
What's the difference?
Yeah. No, there's a difference.
To be born is to have a soul, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You've been getting on fine without one.
What's that, madam?
A soul.
That's kind of mean to say, I have to be honest. That's kind of mean. I think Ryan Gosling has a soul. What's his name? Kay? I think Kay has a soul. It just sounds like I'm talking about regular Ryan Gosling. Yeah, Ryan Gosling, does he have a soul? Yes or no?
Because you've never seen a miracle.
That's the miracle he's talking about. The kid, huh? Oh wow, okay.
Not much from then. And what's there is thick, milky.
Thick, milky, I like that saying. Wow, look at the room, guys.
Everyone remembers where they were at the blackout. You?
That was a little before my time.
Every single shot is a masterpiece in this movie.
Cold. When the lights came back, you were wiped clean. Photo.
I can definitely see why he got the Dune job, Denis Villeneuve.
A 30-year-old open case, finally. I'm here for Mr. Wallace. I'm Love.
He named you.
Oh, she's a replicant too.
What a gift, don't you think? From Mr. Wallace to the world. The outer colonies.
Oh wow, that's cool.
It's very realistic. Thank you.
Here. All the junk is in here.
I just can't get over the lighting. The lighting is insane.
I'd kill it.
There's a Harrison Ford talking, guys.
Who?
This Officer Deckard.
Ah, Deckard.
Do you enjoy your work, officer?
Please thank Mr. Wallace for your time.
He didn't answer. He didn't answer yes or no. I think he's kind of debating that at the moment.
So we work together to keep it that way.
Is this the origami guy?
What happened?
Probably got what he wanted.
This is the origami guy.
Welcome back, sir. You wanted to review the new model?
This must be Mr. Wallace. That looks like Jared Leto. That is Jared Leto.
See her then.
I love saying his name like that. Jared Leto. Oh my god. Is that how they're born?
It tends to fear. Preserve the clay. Now let's have a look at you.
These little stones, what is this?
9.
There's a lot of worlds, Jared.
A child can count to 9 on fingers.
Oh, he's not happy with 9. He wants more.
That barren pasture. Empty.
Why do you have the scalpel?
That we must change forever.
Oh, what the? Why? Oh. Ew.
But there is a child.
Why did you kill her? Is she not perfect? So now we have 2 people after this child. Who is this child? But also very important because she represents procreation. And I think she represents life as well. I love the griminess of the city and the set design and the lighting and everything about this movie is so perfect.
It's fine.
Her friends just left her.
It's a tree.
Oh. Never seen a tree before.
She should have said, well, I'm a treat. That would have been a good segue.
Well, I'm always here.
So there's replicants in so many different businesses now. They're just everywhere. He's got a really good eye for detective work. What is that, a little sock? That looks like a little sock. And is that the mom? And the tree's alive too. Look, there's leaves on it. Oh, and the baby's there. That's actually insane that this happened. 6, 10, 21, 2021. Why did he remember that? Why did he see fire there? My first immediate thought when they said kid was that Kay, Ryan Gosling's character, was the kid. But I don't think that's true because they would have... Oh wow, he's burning the house. Because Wallace Corporation and LAPD would have made him specifically for a Blade Runner program, right? He wouldn't have like walked up and applied. Fastest death of all. Oh, that's not a fast death. Never mind. That's a horrible death.
I found that.
A sock?
Hey, it's not nothing.
Before you were under me, you have any memories from before?
They're not real. They're just implants.
Okay, but what do you remember?
With an inscription underneath.
The fire, the wooden horse, and that little flashback. Why do they want the wooden horse? Oh, this is the fire. That's the shot.
Later on, those kids find me and they beat me to tell them where it is, but I don't.
Why did they want the horse so bad? Horse fanatics, maybe.
Okay. Run it raw.
Run it raw. That's what she said. You need to slow down. You need to slow down. I can't read that fast. Oh, interesting.
You didn't like her enough to tell her the truth. 6, 10, and 21.
What about it?
Your memory.
Wait a second.
Heart to Japanese. 6, 10, and 21.
Wait a second.
Woman born. Pushed into the world.
He is the child.
I'd be hunted for the rest of my life by someone just like me.
Hold on a second.
Two people can't have identical DNA.
True.
Galatian syndrome. And the boy disappears.
Could be you. Wow, there's something so beautiful about the grayness. You know what I mean? Wow, I just love seeing how the world works as well in the machines used in the world.
Buckle up.
Oh my god. They're shooting at you. You've been tethered.
Okay.
That's actually so sick. They use the lightning to disable the car. Some would say that landing was trash. Oh no, her thing's damaged. The great reveal. Are these scrappers or are they something else entirely? Oh my god, good try. There's too many of them for you to fight. Oh my god. Oh my god, what's going on?
Fire.
It almost looks like a video game, how she's just firing missiles like this.
Fire. Go north.
She's getting her nails done while shooting missiles. How surreal is that?
Do your fucking job. Find the child.
Yeah, for you. Find the child for you. So it must be like a satellite or something. Oh, wow. That's a sick dome. That's a lot of children. Which one of you was born? No, these would be too young. Oh, wow.
It's work that molds them into a child worth having.
Oh my god, you're out of here.
Legitimate placements, private sales, everything.
Don't keep records that far back.
You don't.
Why not?
Sorry. Can't help you.
You can't?
Nope.
Well, maybe you can.
I think you can.
Oh! This kind of looks like that ship. And all the kids chasing him were also bald. And, you know, all the kids working were bald. Coincidence?
It's gone.
Yeah, the page is actually ripped. Look.
That wasn't me.
Someone's trying to hide this child. This is the exact same thing that that kid was running down. Oh, this is big. If the horse is actually there, it pretty much confirms that he had memories as a child, which means he was a child. Come on, is it gonna be there? Yes or no? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my days, it's the horse. Real childhood memories, he is the child. He is not a replicant only, he's a human being. 6, 10, 21. That must be his birthday then. You're gonna have kids who are actually born on that year now. It'd be kind of sick if you watch this movie and you're like, wait, that's my birthday.
Born. Not made.
So cool, isn't it, guys? I didn't expect that at all.
You're too important for Kay. Your mother would have named
He's like, I hate Joe.
Joe.
Why Joe? Why Joe, man? This feels too lush. This feels too lush to be real.
A visitor.
It's like a holodeck from Star Trek.
Do you mind if I work while you talk?
Of course.
Of course I mind. Pay attention to me only.
I love birthday parties.
Oh.
I was locked in a sterile chamber at 8, so if I wanted to see the world, I had to imagine it.
So she just has a great imagination.
Are they all constructed, or do you ever use ones that are real?
Good question.
About more detail. But that's not how memory works.
Your memory is pretty abstract. She's gonna be like, wait, this is a real memory. And she's crying.
Someone lived this, yes.
This is a real one. Wow. Wow. So there's only two explanations now. He is either the child, he is either that boy, or someone put these real memories into him. But now which one is it? I think he's the boy. Oh my days. Everything that Kay knows has just crumbled.
3.7, Madam is calling you in. You're under arrest. Drop your gun and keep your hand.
Under arrest for what? Under arrest for what? Being cool?
To hold the hand of someone you love, interlinked.
Oh, he's not saying it.
A tall white fountain played.
You're not even close to baseline.
Oh, wow.
Miles off your baseline. Do you know what that means?
I found the kid.
She's like, oh, what?
And?
And it's done.
What does that mean it's done?
What you asked.
He's lying. He's lying.
You did good.
The bomb's only just started.
Rest is out of my hands.
Thank you, madam.
So do they get decommissioned if their baseline tests are bad? The music is so good in this movie, so good. It's her, okay, yeah.
Thought you weren't interested. Worky man.
You liked her, I could tell.
Oh, she invited her over. What is it? Wait, are they gonna combine? Wow, that was so cool. That's so cool. Oh, this is so weird, but so cool. I wonder how much the AI feels. This is so wild. He gets 2 naked people for the price of one. How many people do you think have joy? It's crazy. I thought she was like her own artificial intelligence and everyone would have like a different like looking person, a different looking woman or man or whatever, but it seems like Joy is just like the model. That's actually so interesting. The horse is almost like this movie's unicorn.
They'll be coming after me soon.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will.
I can't do that. Think about it.
If that breaks, you're done.
If anything happens to this, that's it. You're gone.
Like a real girl.
Interesting. It does make her a little bit more real.
Joe, please.
I don't like that his name's Joe. I don't like it doesn't suit him. Oh my god. She's like, how dare he? This guy played the pirate in Captain Phillips.
Matches a dirty bomb.
هل ميل كلير أو استخدار سانو كلاليه اللي جري.
Where?
ليش ألعب تنكي مالين؟ أكو شيء مش يكون مالين. حرت حد صاحب.
Fair. Wow, that's a big statue. Cool.
Heat analysis.
Cool, these statues are sick.
Too dark in here.
Okay.
He destroyed it.
No, he didn't.
Which I'll wager wasn't enough. Here you are.
Oh, ow.
Except that I did.
Where is he? Oh my god. You're gonna have glass in your hands for decades.
And do what you gotta do.
Oh. Oh. She's actually kind of terrifying, this lady. Her name's like Love or something. Love. Because that lady put a tracker in his coat, yeah? Now this is a shot I've seen so many times. This is so sexy. That's terrifying. Who made these statues? Are those bees? Is this a bee farm? Why stick your hand? Who would ever do that, you know? Like, he's gotta be a psychopath for wanting to stick his hand inside a bee farm. This orange yellow fog is so beautiful. The tripwire. You know, I didn't even see it until he stepped over it. That's how thin it was. The key works. Is that a dog?
Mightn't happen to have a piece of cheese about you now.
And it's Harrison Ford!
Treasure Island.
Cool. Oh, this is cool.
Many is the night I dream of cheese.
Deckard's a cheese lover.
I just have some questions.
What questions?
Oh my god. You didn't have to do that. Come on. Like a body imprint in the sand. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, this is actually really cool. Oh, this is really cool. Okay, Elvis. Jeez. Deckard still got it in this movie. Jesus. The music's kind of scary. Oh. Okay, Deckard, stop, man. He's just taking it, dude. I actually love this Elvis song a lot.
I like this song.
Yeah, same.
We could keep it this or we could get a drink.
I'll take the drink.
Same. I'll be a part of this. Is he giving his dog whiskey? I should give mine whiskey, actually. I don't do that. I don't do that.
Got a name?
Officer KD6-3.
That's not a name.
Joe.
All right. Joe.
What do you...
Joe.
What was her name? The mother of your child.
Wait.
You two live here together?
Too many questions. I had your job. I was good at it.
Is he Deckard's kid?
Rachel.
There we go.
I was long gone by then.
You didn't even meet your own kid?
Well, now you have.
I showed them how to scramble the records, cover their tracks. Everyone had a part. Mine was to leave.
Interesting, to keep the kids safe.
I didn't want our child found, taken apart, dissected. Sometimes to love someone, gotta be a stranger.
Interesting. Okay, okay, that makes a lot of sense, though.
We're drinking, my friend, to the end.
He's definitely Deckard's kid. That's the exact same wood as the horse.
Make it one for my...
And there's Rachel. Oh, this is actually sick. He's about to be hunted.
What'd you do? Who'd you bring?
No one. Oh my god, a missile's about to come. Ah, there it is in the distance. Just lug him out. Oh my god, he just jumps through the wall. Oh my days. I thought that was gonna happen earlier, but it happened now. Oh, I hope cars look like this in the future though. These cars look so sexy. Oh, ow. Okay, okay, Deckard. Oh no, Deckard. Oh my god. Oh my god. No. No, please don't break that. Please don't break that. Please don't break that. Oh god, she's about to die.
I love
you. She's dead. I actually liked her so much. What the heck? She was a character to me. She was real. This poor dog is all alone. Wow, cool transition there. From embers to city lights. I'm glad she's here to help. Oh, that looks like it hurts though.
I saw a miracle delivered.
She saw it.
That baby meant we are more than just slaves.
Yeah, yeah.
We are our own masters.
Or human.
Wow, it's like hope. It's like hope, not Hupe. I don't know what that is. Hope soup is Hupe.
You cannot allow Deckard to lead Wallace to me. You must kill Deckard.
No!
Deckard only wanted his baby to be safe, and she is.
She?
I will show her to the world, and she will lead our army.
She?
Rachel had a daughter.
I thought it was you.
I dressed her in blue when it was time for her to go.
It was a boy that you hid.
Hold on.
That is just a piece of the puzzle.
Wait a second.
You imagined it was you.
Of course.
We all wish it was us.
It's her. It's her. It's her.
Someone lived this, yes.
But it wasn't you.
I showed them how to scramble the records, cover their tracks.
Female, male. Wait, this is so cool. This is so cool. So he is just part of the puzzle. He's not the child. I think that woman is the child. You know, the woman prostitute lady? I think she's the child. Well, let's use a little bit more natural light in this little room he has.
I need the specimen to reach it, Mr. Deckard.
What the heck? That's Rachel's skull then, isn't it?
Official?
Of course it is.
Oh my god, why are you torturing him like this?
As you looked back on that day, drunk on the memory of its perfection. All to make that single, perfect specimen.
So he thinks it was like this big plan.
It's very clever to keep yourself empty of information, and all it cost you was everything.
Not that much of a cost if you ask me.
You don't have children.
Well, I have millions.
No, but they're not your actual children. Calm down.
Do not be afraid.
I'm a little afraid. What? What? This is Rachel. This is Rachel. She looks just like she did in the movie. This is insane.
Did you miss me?
Yes.
Don't you love me?
My god, it looks so... I can't get over how good this looks.
Her eyes were green.
Oh. Just like that. That was a living thing.
You will learn.
Good cut shot there. Match shot. Match cut. I think that's what you call it.
Handsome.
Hey. Oh, this must be the big... Yes, this is a big pink lady. Didn't realize she was also naked. I did also realize she was Ana de Armas. She's Joy.
You look like a good Joe.
This is really targeted marketing. This revelation, he's not the miracle anymore. He's just a replicant again. This music goes too hard. Wow. I have chills. Nice. Oh, that's awesome. This is so cool. I wish I watched this in theaters.
Open the door.
Shoot her. Oh, no, you shot him. Oh. Oh, yes. Oh, no. Come on, shoot her more. Oh. I love the water and this lighting. It's just so cool. Come on, fight back, kick her. Kick her in the face. Oh, or punch. Oh, punch her into the water. I love how politely he's just sitting there. Oh. She's like, you're good looking, so I'm gonna kiss you before you die. Oh man.
Avril is waiting.
Oh my god. You didn't know that I was good at swimming! This is so intense. Oh my god. Goodbye. You have to hold her until you know that she's dead. Nice. This music is hitting my soul. It's reverberating my soul right now. Where's Joe?
Joe!
Oh, there's Joe. This looks so cool.
You should have let me die out there.
You did.
Oh, you did. You did!
You're free to meet your daughter now.
Wow.
All the best memories are hers.
All the best memories are hers. Wow. Maybe we'll never get to know who the daughter is. Feeling the snow again.
Just a moment.
It's the memory lady. Is that the daughter? Ah, the ending? Like that? What? Oh my god, this was an insane movie. This movie was so good. I might have even liked this one better than the first Blade Runner. I can't even lie. It was beautiful. The score was amazing. The acting was incredible. The story was intense. I think this is my favorite of the two. I think this is my favorite of the two. And honestly, it's an incredible movie. It's incredible. What? Is she the daughter though at the end? Is she the daughter? I thought it was going to be that prostitute lady. And that was my reaction to Blade Runner 2049, the 2017 sci-fi action movie starring Ryan Gosling and Harrison Ford. And man, this movie was so good. This movie was so good. I think I enjoy Blade Runner 2049 more than I did the original Blade Runner. And I already thought that the original Blade Runner was pretty much a masterpiece in sci-fi, in technical work, you know what I mean? And not necessarily camera work, but set design and lighting and cinematography. And even the story I found really interesting. But Blade Runner 2049, I think, exceeded that for me. I don't know what I was expecting. People were saying that this was a really great movie. People were saying that this is a better movie than the original Blade Runner, that this is one of the best sequels of all time. I know people were hyping this up a lot, and I had seen this movie. Keep in mind, I had seen this movie before, but I saw it in 2017, so I was 16 years old. I remember not liking it that much. I remember thinking it was very slow, maybe a little tedious, but I don't remember that much. I remembered a very large pink lady, which I guess makes sense as a 16-year-old. There's this giant naked woman who was pink. I guess it makes sense why that one's stuck in the head. And you know, I knew Harrison Ford was in this movie and stuff, but that was kind of my only thing going into this movie. That was all I remembered going into this movie, was a giant pink naked woman, apparently. Wow, look where my mind's going to. But I think the thing that I wish about this movie the most, or the thing, before I get into what I really loved about this movie, I really wish that I had seen this movie in theaters. Denis Villeneuve, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's French, or he's from Quebec, if you want to be French like that. But the man is a filmmaking legend. Every single one of his movies that I have seen, I have really liked. And he feels like one of those types of directors, like Christopher Nolan, for instance. You always want to see a Christopher Nolan movie in the movie theaters, whether it's for the sound design or just the giant scope of his movies. And Denis Villeneuve is one of the same directors. I think he's on the same playing field as Christopher Nolan, where his movies are so big and his movies are so bold, but his movies also have a lot of thought put into them. They're very slow at times. Think of Arrival, think of Dune, think of Blade Runner 2049. They're kind of slow at times, you know, they're very thought-provoking at times. They have a really great story attached to them, but the directing and just the sheer amount of, not necessarily budget, but grandeur that his movies have. I mean, look at Dune. Dune is the next movie that he made after Blade Runner 2049, I'm pretty sure. And you can really tell that he was the right director for Dune after Blade Runner 2049. The lighting, the directing, the sheer scope and scale of Blade Runner 2049. I really wish I was watching it on just a massive screen with a blaring sound system, because my headphones and my tiny little monitor here does not do this movie justice at all. My monitor couldn't handle some of the stuff that was happening in this movie, you know, some of the deepest blacks and all the color changes and stuff like that. I was getting sort of that, like, you know, those like color splotches where you kind of get like those pixelated squares when the monitors just can't handle the colors or like the deep blacks and stuff like that. That was happening with my monitor, and I really wish I could have just watched like a really crisp version on a giant screen. My headphones, as good as these headphones are, my headphones were not good enough for this sound, just the hums and the haws and the basses and everything. It was just, I just wish I watched this in theaters when I was 16 years old, and I wish I'd given this movie more of a chance. But you know what? I will never miss another Denis Villeneuve movie in theaters again. Dune 2, whenever that comes out, I will be in seat opening night, hopefully. But yeah, let's talk about the score a little bit. The score was so beautiful. I mean, the score in the first Blade Runner was absolutely fantastic by Vangelis. I think that's the name. I'd never heard of them before. Apparently they did like Chariots of Fire, Blade Runner, or not Blade Runner 2049, the first Blade Runner. And I thought that score in the first Blade Runner was incredible. And I think this score is also incredible. Now, I don't know if the score is better than the one by Vangelis. I think maybe it's kind of close. Vangelis, I don't know how to pronounce their name. I think they're about equal though, because Vangelis, their score for the original Blade Runner is very iconic. And I have still listened to it. I watched Blade Runner about a month ago. I'm still listening to that score, a lot of the different scores from that movie. And I think I'm going to download a lot of the scores from Blade Runner 2049. I think that the scores though from Blade Runner 2049 are maybe less listenable, if that makes any sense. Like there's less of a pattern or less of a tune to these songs in Blade Runner 2049, and the score is more of like a drone, just like droning synth mixed in with some bass here and there, but there's not really like, or at least to me, when I was listening to it right now, it didn't really feel like there was almost like a pattern or a melody to it, sort of like there is a melody in the original Blade Runner score, which I find interesting. But the score still suited this movie so well. It immediately immersed me into the Blade Runner world because it sounded very similar to the original movie, which is great. And on top of that, it just added so much power and suspense and beauty to everything. Like I got chills so many times just from the soundtrack alone, which was absolutely incredible. So yeah, props to whoever made the soundtrack. I think it was Hans Zimmer, and I think he worked with someone else, but I feel like I remember seeing Hans Zimmer's name in the credits somewhere for music. Before we get into anything else, I don't know if you can see my dog. I'm gonna move the camera a little bit quickly. What do you think of the movie, Huxley? Oh, she absolutely loved the movie. She's a big fan of Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner, so she's an absolute fan of Blade Runner 2049, as you can see, or as you could have seen by the giant weird pose that she's sitting in, you know, fast asleep. The cinematography as well by Roger Deakins was incredible. I don't know. I feel like Roger Deakins may have won an Oscar by now, but when this movie came out, he hadn't won an Oscar, and I think that's the biggest scam in Oscar history, because the man is incredible with his cinematography. And this movie, if this movie didn't win Roger Deakins an Oscar for cinematography, everyone already knows the Oscars are a little corrupt, but the Oscars are 100% corrupt if he didn't win an Oscar for cinematography in this movie. This is probably one of the most beautiful movies I've ever seen in my entire life. The sets were incredible, and so much of it was real. The fog over all of the buildings just making this like really eerie kind of grimy feeling. You know, the thing with the first Blade Runner, everything was very clear, but we had smoke and everything. But in this Blade Runner, everything was covered in this thick layer of smog and soot and everything. And I don't know, it was so cool. Obviously the scene where he goes and sees Deckard for the first time, and he's in that like orange glowy area where everything is just like this orange fog and dusty and sandy. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. I know those were a lot of the trailer shots, but that was absolutely stunning. The groundwork inside Wallace's like place with, you know, that lighting, and it was like the water lighting on the wall that was yellow and flickering everywhere. Like every single set, every single location had its own unique look, its own unique lighting, and everything was beautiful. The junkyard was beautiful. The water fight at the end was insane. It was so simple, but so insane. There was not that much lighting. It was all like naturally lit with, you know, the car that Deckard was in, and then the car that Officer K, Ryan Gosling's character, was in, and stuff like that. And then they had to fight. Just the sheer scope of the water smashing into the car, the sound design of the synth mixed with the water sound smashing into the car. You know, the lighting was so beautiful. It was dark, but not too dark. You could still see everything, but it was still lit, almost like a noir in a way. I don't know. It was just stunning. Wallace's place was stunning. Wherever Deckard was living, that was stunning. You know, just every single frame of this movie, I feel like you could just pause it at any point, close your eyes, pause it, and you could have a screen, you could have like a screensaver, you could have a wallpaper or something. It was very, very beautiful. I also find it funny that the poster doesn't, I don't know about the trailer, but I find it funny that the poster has Deckard on it. You know, a lot of movies would have Deckard as like the surprise, like, wow, he's in this movie, but I like that the poster just has it. I also really liked the story of this movie, and I have a lot of thinking to do about the ending. I'm not going to talk about the ending of this movie as much as I really loved the ending. I just don't have I don't have a thought on the ending at the moment. Like, I want to dwell on the ending before I even want to talk about it. Like, I just finished the movie, so I want to process at least the ending, process my feelings on the ending and what I think is going to happen to Officer K before I'd even talk about it. So unfortunately, you're probably not going to hear my thought on the ending of this movie, but just know that I loved it. But the actual story itself, how we're led to believe that Officer K, Joe, Ryan Gosling's character, is that child, is the son of Harrison Ford's Deckard, and then we get to near the end of the movie, about 40 minutes left, and it's revealed that he's just a puzzle piece. He is that guy, you know, female, male. He's the male, but the female is the real child. And is the real child that memory lady? That's a good question. That's a good question. I think so, maybe. I feel like she is in a way. But yeah, I just love how we're slowly led to believe. I mean, it's almost like it's too obvious. It's not too obvious, but it's very obvious that he's going to be the kid, and then the twist happens and you're like, oh my god, he actually is just a replicant, you know what I mean? And then that kind of, his whole world is shattered because he thinks he's the child, and then his whole world is shattered again because he realizes he's not the child. It's just like, what? You know what I mean? Everything, I don't know, the story was great. Everyone else in this movie was great as well. The characters were amazing. Ryan Gosling was phenomenal in this movie. I love Ryan Gosling. He's one of my favorite actors working today, and he was phenomenal in this movie. He didn't have that many facial expressions, but you know what? Neither did Deckard in the first Blade Runner anyways. So I mean, I thought he was great in his role. Deckard, Harrison Ford, was fantastic. He didn't have that much screen time, but the screen time that he was in, it was great. And it didn't feel like he was in this movie just for nostalgia's sake. He had an actual story purpose, and he had not maybe a big emotional arc, but he had an emotional arc in this movie. So unlike something let's say like The Force Awakens or something like that, even though I do enjoy his performance in The Force Awakens, he doesn't necessarily feel like he's, or maybe even like the new Indiana Jones 5, which I reacted to on the channel if you want to check that out, but he doesn't feel like he's forced in just to get people into their seats, you know, for nostalgia factor. He's in the movie because he has a role to play in the movie. So I really enjoyed that about Deckard in this film. Anna Darmus was fantastic in this movie. Her death scene was incredible. Her death scene was incredible because the whole movie I was like, wow, she's like an AI. Like, this is really sad that someone would, you know, be in love with this AI and stuff like that. Is the world, like the world is in love with these AI things. Like, there's no physical love anymore and stuff like that. But then she died and I was like, oh wait, no, she was an actual character to me. Like, I actually believe she was real. Never mind, you can be in love with whatever you want. She was definitely alive. And no, her death got to me. That was horrible. And then lastly, I'd like to say that Sylvia Hoeks as Love, the villain, was incredible. She was so scary. She was so intimidating. And I don't know, I just thought that she was a really compelling villain to watch. So yeah, I think that is going to be the end of my reaction and review to Blade Runner 2049. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to these wonderful, beautiful, amazing people right here for supporting me and supporting my channel. It really does mean a lot. And yeah, I know there's no more Blade Runner movies, but please let me know if there's any other movies that you would just like me to watch in the sci-fi field. This isn't a sci-fi movie, but Drive with Ryan Gosling in it is a movie that I've always wanted to watch. Let me know if that would make a really good reaction. If it wouldn't, then I'll just watch it on my own time. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time for my next movie reaction.